So yeah, we should probably get on to actually learning the song. As usual, the link to the tab is in the description. Now this one, if you're playing, again it's in Spanish, open G tuning, as all these videos have been. If you're in just standard open tuning, then you don't need to use a capo at all. I am in flatted Spanish, so I'm putting a capo on the first fret, but if you're just in Spanish, you don't need to, because it is in not G, but E. So that's something else I should talk about. So far we've been using G, C and D as the 1, 4, 5 chords because it's open G, so G would be the 1. But as I said in one of the Spanish tuning scales or chords videos, I can't remember which, you can actually play in another key other than G, and here is something in the key of E, just to show you that you can. So it's E as the 1 chord, then A as the 4, and B7 as the 5. Yeah, I just thought I'd mention that because so far we have literally just been playing in G. So the scale patterns for G are not what apply if you want to sort of jam in this song or work it out or anything, which usually we'd be going like, because that's G, but because we're in E, it's a different shape, or rather it's the same shape but shifted down a couple of semitones. So 2, 5, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 4, 3, 5, 2, 5, 2, 5, 3, 4, 2, 5, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2. There you go. So that's E. So, intro. I love this intro. So that's all of the intro right there. So the first few lines are nice and easy, and then it speeds up quite fast. So we'll look at that beginning again. So open 4th, hammer on to 2nd 3 times. Then you play the rest of that E chord on the top 3 strings. 2nd fret of the 1st, open 2nd string, and 1st fret of the 3rd string. Open 5th, hammer on to 2nd, open 5th again, and then 2nd on the 6th string. Then you play your treble strings again. Then you do that little hammer on figure. So open 4th, hammer on to 2nd 3 times, treble strings again, and now instead of hammering on the 5th string to the 2nd, you bend without hammering on at all. So 2nd string bend, only a little bend, maybe not even that much, like that. Then open 5th, 2nd fret of the 6th, and then treble strings. So you're playing the same thing twice almost. It's 2 different ways of playing a very similar riff. So moving on to the second line, it's open 3rd string, 2nd fret of the 4th string, pull off to open, 2nd fret of the 5th string, open 5th string, and then 2nd fret of the 6th string. So this whole thing is just hammering on and pulling off from the E chord. Although technically when those, at the time you're only playing that one note, but really that's a, I think that's a G chord, because you do use the 3 open treble strings in this quite a bit. So, continuing with the second line, after that treble strike there, you slide from the 2nd to the 4th on the 5th string, and you do that twice. Then open 4th string, then a treble, first, second and third strings open, so, and then you repeat the riff from the end of the first line. So bend on the 2nd fret 5th string, open 5th, 2nd fret of the 6th, and then continue with the treble strings of the E chord. So here's those two lines played together at a slow pace. So now we play open G strings. So that is the 3rd string open and the 5th string open. And then we hammer on the 6th string to the 2nd fret. And then we play just the 5th string open. And then the 1st, 2nd and 3rd strings again open. So that line goes. Then we repeat the same, or the first part of the end riff of the first line and second line. 2nd fret 5th string bend, open 5th string, 2nd fret of the 6th string, and that's where the similarities end because it changes. So that line so far. So it doesn't change really by much, it's just which strings you're playing. So instead of playing just the treble, 3 strings here on the bottom, you want to play all 4, including the 4th string, and probably use your thumb for the 4th string as the bass. So 2nd fret 5th string bend, open 5th string, 2nd fret the 6th string, and then you play top 4 strings 3 times. Now there's a bit of a strum here, and it's the treble strings open, so you play that twice, down and then back up, and then you come up to the 5th and 4th strings and you play a double stop open. So it's that's just being a bit more precise. You could just go across them all 5 strings if you like, but the way I play it generally is. So after that we bend on the 3rd string 2nd fret, then open 3rd string, and then we hammer on with all 3 of the fretted positions in the E chords. So 1st string 2nd fret, 3rd string 1st fret. Sorry, it is 4, yes, because I've included the 6th string on there. You don't have to play the 6th string, you could leave that. So 2nd fret of the 4th, 1st fret of the 3rd, 2nd fret of the 1st strings, hammer on, and then you strum that chord including the open 2nd string. And that's the end of the intro. So I'll do that again slowly.